I am Dr. Jessie John, Assistant Professor, Department of Anatomy, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. And today we will discuss the anatomy of the popliteal fossa. Namaste, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. And first we will discuss about the definition of the popliteal fossa. Popliteal fossa is diamond-shaped intramuscular space and that is situated at the back of the knee and fossa is most prominent seen when the knee joint is flexed. So this in this picture knee joint is flexed and you can see the diamond-shaped popliteal fossa here and the cutaneous nerve supply of the skin over the popliteal fossa is the posterior cutaneous nerve of the thigh. So this is the fossa that is the diamond shaped and that is present back of the knee and the skin that overlying the popliteal fossa is innervated by the posterior cutaneous nerve. Now, the most important thing, the boundaries of the popliteal fossa. So, these boundaries are made by the different kind of the muscles. So, we can see here superolateral boundary of the popliteal fossa is formed by the biceps femoris muscle and superomedial boundary that is formed by the semimembranous and semitendinous muscle and infero-medial boundary that is made by the medial head of the gastrocnemius muscle and infero-lateral boundary that is made by the lateral head of the gastrocnemius muscle and the posterior wall that is also the roof and this is formed by the deep fascia and superficial fascia and the skin anterior wall that is called floor also and it is formed by the popliteal surface of the femur and posterior capsule of the knee joint and the fascia that cover the popliteal muscles. So these are the boundaries and these form the popliteal fossa and this is the most important part of the popliteal fossa. The two important thing that is most important for the popliteal fossa. First is the boundary of the popliteal fossa. Second, the what kind of the content that present in the popliteal fossa. So you can see that this is the diamond shaped and this is placed behind the knee and you can see the all kind of the muscles here that form the boundary of this diamond shaped structure. Now we will see the floor of the popliteal fossa and we will see the contents of the popliteal fossa. Contents are the popliteal artery and popliteal vein and small venous vein, common peroneal and tibial nerves and posterior cutaneous nerve of the thigh and the genicular branch of the obturator nerve and connective tissue and lymph nodes. So these are the contents that present in popliteal fossa and in this picture you can see more clearly what kind of the contents that present in the popliteal fossa. Now we will see the anatomy of the popliteal artery. So we will see the beginning. Beginning is the for the popliteal artery is the continuation of the femoral artery at the opening in the adductor magnus. It will terminate at the distal border of the popliteal muscle and where it will divide into the anterior and posterior tibial artery. Now we will see the relation of the popliteal artery, popliteal surface of the femur, knee joint and popliteus muscle. These are the structure that will present anterior to the popliteal artery and posteriorly these are the structures that are present popliteal vein and tibial nerve and fascia and the skin. So you can see the popliteal artery. This is the main structure that present in a popliteal fossa and you can see here the more strong, more wide structure here. Again you can see more clearly. So these are the pictures that arranged here you can view the popliteal artery, all the contents in different angle. Now we will see the branches of the popliteal artery, and these are the superior genicular artery, medial genicular artery, inferior genicular artery, the muscular branches that supply the adductor magnus and the hamstrings, and cutaneous branches that supply the skin on the back of the leg, sural arteries that supply the gastrocnemius muscle, and soleus and plantaris muscle. So these are genicular artery. You can see these are the branches of the popliteal artery here. Now we will see the most important structure, that is the popliteal vein, and it will start at the distal border of the popliteus by the union of vena commitans of the anterior and posterior tibial arteries, and then it will ascend through the popliteal fossa to the opening in adductor magnus, where it becomes the femoral vein. Now we'll see the relation to the popliteal artery. Sorry, popliteal vein. It is medial to the artery between the heads of the gastrocnemius. It is superficial to it, and proximal to the knee joint. It is posterolateral to the artery. Now we'll see the tributaries of the popliteal vein. So these are small venous vein, the veins corresponding to branches of the popliteal artery, and the muscular vein, including a large branch from each head of the gastrocnemius muscle. The small venous vein arise on the lateral side of the foot from the dorsal venous arch, and it will ascend posterior to the lateral malleolus and passes along the lateral border of the calcaneal tendon. Then it inclines to the midline of the fibula and penetrate the deep fascia. It will ascend between the two head of the gastrocnemius muscle, and it will drain into the popliteal vein in the popliteal fossa. Now we will see the tributaries of the small venous vein. It will connect with deep vein on the dorsum of the foot, and it will receive many cutaneous tributaries in the leg and send several communicating branches to the joint, the great saphenous vein. So these are the saphenous vein. Now we will see the tibial nerve, and we will call the medial popliteal nerve also. The large terminal branch of the sciatic nerve. This is the last terminal branch, and it runs towards downwards through the popliteal fossa, lying first on the lateral side of the popliteal artery, then posterior to it, and finally medial to it. The sorry. Popliteal vein lies between the nerve and artery throughout its course. The nerve enters the posterior compartment of the leg by passing beneath the soleus muscle to become the posterior tibial nerve. We'll see the branches of the tibial nerve, cutaneous, that is the sural nerve, and muscular branches that supply both heads of the gastrocnemius muscle and the plantaris and soleus and popliteus muscles also, and articular branch that supply the knee joint, and terminal branches are the medial and lateral plantar nerve. So you can see the tibial nerve and their branches. Sural nerve descends between two heads of the gastrocnemius muscle, and it is usually joined by the sural communicating branch of the common peroneal nerve. Numerous small branches arise from the sural nerve to supply the skin of the back of the leg, and sural nerve accompanies the small venous vein behind the lateral malleolus and distributed to the skin along the lateral border of the foot and lateral side of the little toe. So you can see sural nerve. Now we will see the common peroneal nerve. This is the small terminal branch of the sciatic nerve, and it will run towards through the popliteal fossa, closely following the medial border of the biceps muscles, and leaves the fossa by crossing superficially the lateral head of the gastrocnemius muscle. It then passes behind the head of the fibula, winds laterally around the neck of the bone, fires the peroneus longus muscle, and divide into two terminal branches, a superficial peroneal nerve and the deep peroneal nerve. As the nerve lies on the lateral aspect of the neck of the fibula, it is subcutaneous and can easily be rolled against the bone. So this is the common peroneal nerve. We see the branches, cutaneous branch, the sural communicating branch runs downward and joins the sural nerve. Lateral cutaneous nerve of the calf supplies the skin on the lateral side of the back of the leg, and muscular branch to the short head of the biceps femoris muscle, and articular branch to the knee joint. Popliteal lymph nodes. There are six lymph nodes embedded in the fatty connective tissue of the popliteal fossa, and they receive superficial lymph vessels from the lateral side of the foot and leg. These accompany the small saphenous vein into the popliteal fossa. They also receive lymph from the knee joint and from deep lymph vessels accompanying the anterior and posterior tibial arteries. Now there are some assessment questions, and yeah, for the assessment of your knowledge here, and these are the explain boundaries of the and the contents of the popliteal fossa, and second is the describe anatomy of the tibial nerve in brief. So these are the questions, you have to write down the answer. Thank you so much.